started doing like the conscious like little thing or whatever. And I met this dude, he did like numerology or whatever. And guess what number he said my number was?
Number 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ain't no mistakes, man. Life path.
Damn.
Okay. And third to catch up and build with the virgin in Atlanta. Um, conscious radio host, thinker. Uh, yeah. I'm gonna put your tags and stuff. We're gonna go through that later and just figure out. Like,
All right, that's cool, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me see. People, politics, and entertainment, news and politics. All right, we're going live. Yes, sir. I'm gonna send you the link. Boom. All right, we live. This is Jubilee TV. This is man Strawhead KiLiK back at you again. I'm here with the great brethren Taurus Whitehead. Uh, met this brother out in Atlanta. Salute to Zakiya, who I met in Ghana. Of course, you know, God leads you to one person, you find the next, and continue to build, and everything happens in a reason. So on this interview, you know how we had I told Ivan last time, how you doing, Taurus? You know, this ain't no stage, nothing. We just gonna be talking the whole time, building, get comfortable. We're gonna sit in here for a minute and chop it up. Yeah, so how you doing today, brother Taurus?
I'm doing good, man. And I like to thank you for opening up this platform for me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yes,
Means
sir.
a lot to me, man.
And I'm glad you even took the extension, because I had did the interview. The first episode I actually did was with Baba Kwame Lillard, and that's when I was in film school about 2 years ago. And he's
Mm.
a community leader here in Nashville. He helped to start the Kwanzaa Nashville and the African Street Festival and the African American Cultural Alliance. Just doing a lot since the '70s. He was in the sit-ins and a bunch of the civil rights stuff, but he was always more on the radical side, like Malcolm X. So I
Mm.
did an interview with him and had some of these questions. And then that was episode 1. He recently passed, rest in power. And then episode 2, I sat down with this brother Ross Corey out in McMinnville, Tennessee, and he a roster brother, but he, you know, super country down to the, you know, like from like my family up in Kentucky. I'm sure some of your people you was talking about North Carolina, Mississippi. We'll get into that. Yeah, great interview with him, reasoning, talking about his life and how he got to where he at. The most recently I interviewed what's his name? Ito Iman, and we talked about kind of the same thing. So basically, we're just gonna start off with the interview asking, "Who are you?"
That's a really good question because I don't really think anybody could answer that question honestly, because for the most part, the only way you could be defined as an individual is once you're taking your last breath in the physical, because we still evolving, we still growing, we still expanding, and also we're still uh, interacting with people. So, like, it's like if you met people when you were like adolescent or a toddler, for the most part, they're gonna see a entirely different you a couple of decades later. You know what I'm saying? You might have the same uh, like tangible features, but internally, that's what we all grow. You know what I'm saying? Because we're spirit. So that's it's like I really just can't define myself per se, but I say I'm a person that I believe in the conscious collective. Like everything happens for a reason. So it's not like I define myself as something outside of the grand scheme of things. I'm just a different vessel. I'm a different phalange. I'm like the pointer finger, you know what I'm saying, or the middle finger, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm just an extension. But for the most part, I like to say I'm a warrior.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It makes sense. I wonder if you can tell me more about like what makes you a warrior. Like maybe tell me a little bit about who you are, or kind of how you got to this point in time and space. Not so much about who you are, but maybe where you are.
Yeah, I'm originally from Sunnyside, Mississippi. That's in LaFleur County, which is best. It's embedded in like the Mississippi Delta. I'm from the most impoverished area in the U.S., the Mississippi Delta, and all this by design. I was born at Greenwood LaFleur Hospital. In Greenwood LaFleur, that name is synonymous to the famous chief, the great, not the great, but Greenwood LaFleur, but it was spelled LaFleur, like L-E hyphen capital F-L-U-E-R, which is French, because the French owned a lot of the South before, uh, excuse me, before the country, you know what I'm saying, before it grew. But I was raised by my great grandparents in rural Mississippi. I My upbringing was different than a lot of children's upbringing, just because the simple fact I was given tasks at an early age. It's like older people, they don't give you anything that they don't think that you can like handle. Like when I've been cooking breakfast and stuff since I was like 5 years old. It's like my great grandfather, the late Mr. L.C. Wilson, he passed in 2008. He was like 93 years old. So when I was younger, like I'm 39 now, it's like the guy was born in like 1914. He taught me like a lot of stuff. Like he taught me like it's like being that close to another century, it makes you grow up a little differently. And it's like he embedded a lot of stuff in me that I hold to me true to this day. And it's funny thinking in hindsight that I always used to look towards the east. You know what I'm saying? I always look towards not the east, but it's like I always look towards the sunset, not knowing that I would like eventually like leave where I was from. It's like it's more of it's more of a spiritual thing, because um, I'm from rural Mississippi, and hold on, let me get back to this right here. I got to calm down a little bit. But I'm from Greenwood, LaFleur. That's the county. Greenwood, LaFleur. The Indian, the chief was the person that like had a big thing to do with the Trail of Tears. He's the one that got the Choctaws, like the Trail of Tears. He's the guy that like kind of co-founded that, and my town's named after him. But what a lot of people don't realize is that his mother was Choctaw. His father was a Frenchman, and how things used to be before the Europeans came, everything was like matriarchal for the most part. You know what I'm saying? The mother spirit, you know what I'm saying? The feminine energy. So you couldn't have any like status for the most part if you was a foreigner, or real, unless your mother had some rank. So the Indians, they would, not the Indians, but the foreigners, they would, even like with Julius Caesar, with Nefertiti, I think it was Cleopatra. He didn't have that much power in Egypt, but his son did.
Oh
Just
yeah,
like
because
Greenwood LaFleur's father didn't have no power, but his son, his son did. So it's like you see that a lot in our history. Like and it's all by design because everybody that looks like you isn't for you. And it's like they try to say that the Choctaw people, or really indigenous people in the U.S., aren't us. Like, we are the original people for the most part. That's what my great grandparents always told me. They told me that my people were Choctaw. They are Choctaw. I know they're Choctaw. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what everybody says. A lot of stuff in that area is named and has, you know what I'm saying, Indian words. Not Indian words, but it's everything there is named after Indian people or that tribe. And it's like they won't associate that with us at all. And that doesn't make any sense because I don't care how precise you are as a predator. It's kind of hard to eradicate a species. There still are going to be some remnants there. And you're not going to tell me that all those people actually left. You're not going to tell me that unless their names have been changed, they've been reclassified.
No, yeah. Was it the paper genocide?
Yeah. The dolls roll. They changed. I spoke with some people before and told them to look up their great grandparents or their grandparents' birth certificates, and it's going to say that they were probably Choctaw or Cherokee, depending on the area. But it's like it was civilized. It's been civilized everywhere in the world before time immortal. Like, you cannot pick a time where people of color have been uncivilized because we are the definition of civilization. We've never had an Iron Age. We've never had a Stone Age. We never had a quote unquote age of enlightenment because we've always been the ones to spread the enlightenment. You understand what I'm saying? It's like we've always known. They don't talk about North America in the sense of being something that has anything to do with antiquity. Because if a lot of people look at some of the writing that some of the people in Egypt spoke of, they said that they got their information from their brothers from the West, which would be us. You understand? It's like it's a guy. He's dead now. His name was Albert Perry. He was born in South Carolina. This guy's Y chromosome was traced back over 340,000 years. 340,000 years. That's a long time. You know what I'm saying? But that's nothing that they're going to tell you. They can't tell you that. They will not tell you that because if they tell you that, they have to tell you something else. And then that's going to rebuke everything else that they said.
Well, I never heard of this Albert Perry, but it definitely makes sense. Like,
yeah, like our genetics, like that's why they got blood banks and stuff in all our communities. They'll give you 30, 40, or $100 or $500 for some blood, but yet they're not going to tell you the value of it. It's our blood is beyond rich. You can't put a price on it. You cannot put a price on genetics. You can't put a price on antiquity. You cannot put a price on other dimensions because we have all of that within our blood. We produce melanin. You know what I'm saying? We produce melatonin. Melatonin creates a dream-like state, which is sleep. And when you sleep, that's another dimension. You understand what I'm saying? Time and space, as we know it, it exists in a different realm there. You understand? That's why they have melatonin pills and stuff. It's not for us, it's for others. Other people don't sleep or dream or rest the way that we do. You know what I'm saying? We're spiritual people. That's why you shouldn't really donate your blood and give your blood to anybody else.
yeah.
You're not supposed to. It's sacred. That's why when certain people kill certain animals, you have to let the blood out, or some people do certain rituals with the blood for the most part. And it's not to desecrate the animal, but it's to give honor to it because that's the life force. It's just like a car. You know what I'm saying? You have to. Well, my grandfather always told me that your blood, not your blood, but the oil is the life of the car, and that's the life of us. So why would you deplete your life source for something that isn't even valuable, aka or uh, uh, the U.S. dollar.
Oh yeah. Does it you can see my screen?
Yeah, I can see a screen, man. Like
Oh yeah.
you got me with the Albert Perry and the
Yeah.
it's like a lot of this stuff they can't tell you as far as like about like the different mounds and stuff that we have.
Yeah.
Um, the like the 42 principles of Mayat. That's nothing that's just based in that's nothing that's just based in Egypt. That's not an Egyptian concept for the most. It's not an Egyptian concept. That's a global concept. That's a collective thought concept. That's a global consciousness concept. You know what I'm saying? That's the like it's 42 principles in the law of Ma'at. When they took 10 out and made the 10 commandments. You
That's right.
understand what I'm saying? But it's like they'll never tell you that. Like it's nothing but doing onto other people in which you want them to do to you. That's all that is. That's what people study everywhere for the most part. But it's all about respecting stuff. Like my great grandmother raised me as well. She was the matriarch in the family. Her name was Ruth May Whitehead. She was mother of 8 children.
That's right.
But it's a lot of stuff that she taught me. You know, it's like she used to be like she used to cook and sell plates because we lived on a plantation. We had our own quote unquote plot of land within a plantation. So it's like I lived on an island surrounded by everything that's stereotypical to black people or people of color. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandfather, he used to be a sharecropper. Um, he retired from the oil mill in like I think in the 70s after 40 years. I don't think he even missed a day. And his pension for that, I looked at his check for his pension. It was just like $64 a month, and he was happy to get that.
Oh yeah.
But I say that to say this: it's like we um, are taught certain things by our grandparents or our great grandparents that like the lessons that they give you, they're like cheat codes in life. You know how you get like these gamer books and other people have played the game and they got stuck on a certain board at a certain time, this and the other. And you
Yeah.
have these people that are experts at the game, but yet they're too old now to play it like they want to play. Their vision might not be as good, or their fingers might not be, you know what I'm saying, as quick or agile, not or limber as they once were.
Mm-hmm.
Dexterity is gone. You know what I'm saying? So what they can do is give you their wisdom with your youthfulness and let you put that together and you become like a super person. But is yet that cannot happen when we're doping these older people up and throwing them away, putting them in nursing homes. You understand what I'm saying? That defeats the whole purpose. They're supposed to be taken care of. You've always heard the term one time a man, twice a child. That's true. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like as a child, you have a vast reservoir that needs to be filled. And as an elderly person or an elder, you have a vast reservoir that needs to be released. You understand what I'm saying? But in the right manner because you can't flood the seedling. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they're not going to do that. And it's like we're getting away from that just because of simple fact we're getting away from nature. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're in a patriarchal society right now, and that's not natural. Everything goes through the woman energy. Like, there's no way you had an egg before a chicken. And some people might say that the chicken was a male. So you saying the egg that no, a woman always has to come first. And that's no disrespect to nothing. That's just how it goes. You know, but it's like we cannot get any new solutions. We can't get any new solutions until we understand that there's a problem, and there is no problem because we're caught up in capitalism, and everybody thinks that a monetary gain is a gain in life, and that's not true. That's not the case. Like we need to stop trying to be like everybody else. I think Nigeria. I think Nigeria um, leads the world in like skin bleaching cosmetics, and that's crazy when most European countries lead the world in suntan applications or suntan boosts for the most part. It doesn't make any sense to me. Even in the Asiatic culture, um, um, it's like before the industrial revolution, the industrial revolution, before the mass production of propaganda, like people in certain Asian countries, like a lot of people were a lot darker than what they are now. Like you can look up the Ainu, it's AINU from Japan. They are not the quote unquote typical Japanese people.
Oh yeah, they found out that we know who they is, so they took down
Yeah.
the real pictures. You see, they
Hmm.
got these. I remember looking this up in 2010, and it was straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
They got to take it down. You know what
right
I'm saying?
through,
But
bro.
those aren't. But it just goes to show you how real self hate is. Those people got, you know what I'm saying, massacred because most people that are loving people, we don't have, you know what I'm saying, certain guards up. We don't think that somebody would purposely come in and sabotage your whole excuse. You don't think somebody will come in and sabotage your whole existence and your way of life just for like a personal gain. It's a lot of countries and a lot of nations that before their introduction to colonizers, they didn't have such words like mine or self, no words of ownership, you know what I'm saying, besides like your children or something like that. But for the most part, there was no type of land ownership or anything like that. You had certain territories, you know what I'm saying? But it was communal. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like this mine, everything on it is mine. You can't eat none of it. You got to pay me to walk past it. It wasn't nothing like that because how can you own something that, for the most part, you're a part of, or you can say owns you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense to me. This
Right.
man, cuz it's like this right here, and then it's like everything I can say, you can pull it up because it's like when you talk of like we got pyramids in the U.S. The pyramids like are the mounds, like Cahokia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, Cahokia, one of the largest land masses in North America. You can look up Poverty Point, Louisiana. That's one of the oldest settlements in North, South, and Central America. Not St. Augustine. That's not even the no. I'm talking about Poverty Point, Louisiana, and it's built. And how Poverty Point is built, it's built in the same way as it's some sort of like an amphitheater. Like they
Yeah.
got like a mound. It's built
Yeah.
something like an amphitheater.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's a like a national park, but they don't talk about that. We never took a trip there. We never took a trip there. They used to take people to places like um uh what is it Astro World. That's in Houston, and we got history right there.
Hmm. We could have went straight there and learned something way more applicable.
You're gonna learn like really what you connected to because it's like if you don't know what you're connected to, you don't know what to claim. You're claiming something that you're claiming something that I'm not going to say that doesn't belong to you, but it's something else that belongs to you for the most part. Because if you're a part of the collective thought, it's like it's the same energy, but you can't denounce your land right, your birth right here, trying to claim something else that other people already know that's there, that is there. You know what I'm saying? Like you can look up some of the old, like some, like okay, last, I think it was the last state to be taken by the United States. Was it Hawaii? Like the Queen of Hawaii, her and her brother, those dark people. You know what I'm saying? They were Melanesian. They were dark people. But they'll never tell you none of that. They can't tell you that.
Kamehameha.
Yeah, they took that. And a lot of those pictures are doctored. The older pictures of her, she's darker. They whitewash a lot of us, man. Just like the Indian, the dialects. I went to a store today and bought some cigars. I dropped my friend off from work, and there was an Indian guy in there, and I spoke to him like a couple of times and got his attention, because before I patronize with you, you're gonna at least acknowledge my existence. I'm not just gonna just give you my money and just, no, we're not gonna do this cattle type thing. No, we're not gonna do this. But I told him I was a Brahma. And he started laughing. Like it was a sincere, genuine laugh. Like, motherfucker, you ain't no Brahma. You understand what I'm saying? But it caught him off guard because I knew what I was talking about. That's higher rank. That's higher rank in the caste system. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's Hindu. Kamala's Hindu. Kamala Harris is Hindu.
There we go.
So you really think that somebody that is born into a religion that practices the execution of treating people the way in which they're born, not your attributes in life, your potential, but what name you were born in. You know what I'm saying? What caste you were born in. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and we're not even a part of her religion, but yet we're the lowest, quote unquote, caste in the United States, but yet we're the most admired in the United States. You understand what I'm saying? That's an oxymoron. That doesn't even make any sense, but it's true. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, we are the reasons. Yeah, we are the reasons for everything. You understand what I'm saying? It's like it's like we taught everybody, bro. We taught everybody everything. We taught certain people how to wash themselves. Like in the movie Django, do you remember when they said it was the doctor, Dr. Lutwich, I can't think of his name, but it was the dentist, the doctor that was the one that freed Django. He was like, I can free you guys, but I would let you go and you probably could circumnavigate yourselves using the stars. And they look like, so like, you know what I'm saying? But yet that's how we did shit. That's what Joseph Cinque did. That's what Cinque did, and took the Amistad back. My stepfather Ben told me about that. He the person that told me Buddha was black. Buddha was black. The thick lips, the cornrows, all these people dark. The people from Fiji, the Philippines, all the original people were dark. Everybody was dark. You understand what I'm saying? But yet we all look different. Like what's his name? They say that the original Chinese people, they came from the kosher people from South Africa. That's Mandela's people. Like the high cheekbones, the slanted eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's like they don't tell you any of that. And I forgot to say that they used to put their children in. They used to put olive oil on their children when they were infants to make them look darker, because that's, you understand what I'm saying? Like, most all gods are dark.
That's right. I done seen that.
Of them.
Let me ask you. You pretty much been hitting through my questions. Like, I ain't even had to ask them. That's what's cool. It's like we in tuned already. And I want to put this question out there. Is really at this point in time and space where we at and what we've been going through and how, you know, kind of just just the state of things, from your opinion, what would you say is, like, what's the question? What's the question that we need to be asking ourselves, asking the world? Like, where do we start? Maybe somebody who for anybody, I know we all at some point got to be on the same page. So kind of what's the page that we got to be on? What's the question? Where do we begin, you know?
The question is, it's not even about who we are. That's one question, but it's like, what do we want? You understand what I'm saying? Like, do we want hope or do we want action? Hope is not a tangible word. Hope is a placebo. Hope is a feeling. Hope isn't even real. Hope is nothing that can get you out of any situation. Hope is something that makes you ignore your hunger pains. Hope is something that makes you like disregard somebody slap you upside your head. You understand what I'm saying? Because you hope that he's gonna stop this. Like you hope he don't mean it. You hope that you understand what I'm saying? You hope that this is really not what you feeling. It's like we hope to get to heaven. You understand what I'm saying? We hope to get to heaven. We hope that this presidency is going to be the one that help us. Exactly. And that's not it. It's like we need to understand. We need to ask ourselves, who are we, really?
Right.
Besides, what do we want? Who are we? Because if we knew who we were, we know what we want. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. If we knew who we were, we know who we want. We know what we want. It's like we don't know what we don't know what to ask for. It's like we don't need anything from society. Our problem is we are cosmic beings who are fighting that consciousness to try our best to become Caucasoid in thought, in dress, in diet. Like, we're not even supposed to drink milk, bro. Your mother's not a cow. That is designed to add to the genetic makeup of something that is genetically designed or geared to gain at least 500 pounds in a year. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's not what we need. That you should drink your mother's milk, not soy milk.
No,
like you ain't supposed to drink that, but that's what's promoted. The doctor give you a can when you leave the hospital. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
No, they can have that.
It's crazy. You have what you got everything you need on this earth for the most part, naturally, to live forever, to honestly live forever. Because what you fail to realize, or not you, I'm saying in general, collectively, what we fail to realize is energy doesn't die. It only transfers into another state. You understand? It's like in another state is another you. It's your child, or your child's child, or your child's child. Because it's nothing but your genetic information, your DNA, all your muscle memory getting added on to another model. You understand what I'm saying? That's why some children might be artistic. They can draw. Some children might can run and jump, might be more athletic. Some children might have a good voice. They can harmonize. Some children might have an ear and can remember everything or have a photographic memory. Yeah. You get that stuff from other people along your genetic pool, in your genetic pool. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you really don't know what you can pull from or what your child is going to pull from. But all you can do is keep all those receptors open as far as like doing everything that you can do naturally to stay in that mindset. You understand what I'm saying? Because the more healthier your cells are, the more conscious the state of mind that you're in. When you reproduce, you can't help but produce conscious eggs or egg in your ovulation or more conscious sperm. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you know what you're doing and what you're doing, you understand what I'm saying? You're gonna produce your best.
When you go
your best sperm.
It's like, yeah, we had this intention, you know, it's like you pulling from the mind frame where it's already tapped in. And I think that what you're saying is right on point, because for me, it's like, what's the question these days? A lot of people don't even know that they need to be asking the question. A lot of people just want to sit around. And when I say a lot of people, I'm talking about me at my worst. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no accusation to nobody, but, you know,
I understand what you're saying.
You know, my most common failure point is just to be complacent or negligent to the fact that we are in some sort of spiritual warfare. You know, it's something that's clearly physical, where you see our people dying in the street, or you can look in the Bible and see that we had these issues, and over time, it's not like this thing is just now coming to us. We can look at the history books and see, like you said, the indigenous folks had got mistreated and Trail of Tears and civil rights movement and all of this stuff. They can call it whatever name, like you said, it ain't about who we are or what kind of name, but you can see that these these innocent people, these land loving people that been here for so long is getting mistreated at the not even just mistreated, it's like we it's you know what I'm saying, like you said, it ain't really in our nature to do that, but at the same time you ain't just gonna stand there and let somebody slap you. So
Yeah, we're domesticated.
yeah.
We're domesticated now. The first thing they want to do is breed aggression out of our men, or say we're too aggressive. Stop roughhousing. That's how men are. Every male is like that. Our bodies produce testosterone. You understand what I'm saying? Our genetic makeup is to be in that manner. You understand what I'm saying? That's how a female can pick a suitable mate. And this goes against like your intangibles as far as like your charisma, your intellect, your wit, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Your thought processing, you know what I'm saying? But first and foremost, she has to be attracted to you physically to an extent that know that by mating with you, you'll be able to provide, defend them, this, that, and the other, just off you physically alone. And you can kill that with a conversation. You understand what I'm saying? But for the most part, that's what you supposed to. That's what you're supposed to look at. Every animal does that. If you look at it, and not look at it, it's like we don't have any customs. Like we don't have any rites of passage. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that. Like we don't have instances where guys go off for a couple of years or a couple of months, you know what I'm saying, and learn certain stuff, learn how to hunt, learn how to grow this, grow that, you know what I'm saying? Learn how to build houses, you understand what I'm saying? Learn how to do plumbing. It's like, but that's on another level. So I'm saying we don't have anything to say this, you're a man, you're able to mate right now. You understand what I'm saying? It's like it's too easy for women now to be wooed by somebody that is not worth them even talking to, and vice versa. But it's like we're not trained for that. I'm not saying have like arranged marriages, this, that, and the other, but it's guys that put more research in who they're gonna make their dog to, their real bitch to, over who their daughter's talking to, who their daughter's going out with, who their daughter's dating. It's guys that can go back 100 years and tell you about every dog that this dog done been with, that he's even considering to mate with his dog. You understand what I'm saying?
They don't put
The
that same
dog.
attention to their family. They
No, not at all.
wealth building, you know, really
We
establish
don't look at we don't
legacy
look
and
at that at
foundation,
all.
you know, something that's
We
gonna
don't
last. And
don't
not
look at
only
that.
just one person, you know, it's this family, you know, we support one another, we support our family, our land, our goals, but also we connect with the next family. And you know, the families connecting, that's how the empire building, we got our community strong, like you're saying.
We don't have that no more because we want to put fences up. I don't want your children running in my yard. I don't want your children eating the apples and my pears out my tree. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't gonna eat them. The squirrels and the birds can get them, but your child not finna get them.
The child not gonna get them. Yeah, how people do that.
You understand what I'm saying? Like that's not communal. That's not a communal mindset. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's more so European to me because they're the ones that didn't have a lot of resources. They're the ones that had to go other places to survive. We've been flourishing everywhere we done went. You understand what I'm saying? It's like I look at how certain people go back to nature, like the movie Avatar. The movie Avatar. Some of the most primitive people in the galaxy lost against some of the most quote unquote until but the most uh, advanced technology that we've seen was what they went against. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On their planet, and they won the war. They didn't win the war like this group, or you know what I'm saying, like the ones that flew. They didn't just try to fight them by themselves, and the ones that like you know what I'm saying rode animals. They didn't try to fight by themselves. it was them collectively, and they used the energy of the planet, their female energy, and everything helped them. And that's how everybody has beaten these oppressors. That's how the French won. That's how the Maroons won in Jamaica. That's how they won. They're not gonna tell you that. These people use spirituality. They use whatever spirituality that they had, and it's nothing but calling your ancestors and the animals in nature to help you, conjuring up rain, certain storms. Like you, and it's like you can't help but be protected because you're the ones that protected that area before anybody. You understand what I'm saying? It's like we don't understand it. I took my wife to where I'm from in Sunnyside, Mississippi, and this is my first time going down there. We went with Zakiya's husband, Trevor. He had drove. That's my first time I took my son down there, my youngest son. We were at my mama's house, but it was me, my wife, and Trevor. And I pulled up. It was a sunny day. It was kind of cool, but it was a sunny day. And it was like scattered clouds. Not like it's like a bright blue day, but you got like those like patchy clouds going across. Yeah. And we pulled up and went down the road. We pulled up because I was raised on a gravel road right by the river, the Tallahatchie River. So I ate a lot of fresh fish and stuff. But anyway, we pulled up and got out, and I looked to the side, and the wind just started picking up, and it just started snowing out of nowhere. It was like a little, not like a little blizzard, but like a little snowstorm up underneath like a cloud. It was probably about 5 miles or something in diameter for the most part, but it came over me. But I say that to say this: everything I did in my life led me to that point to see that. Everything my wife did in her life, everything Trevor did, like every meal, everything that they did in life, everything their mother did, all their ancestors did, the people that they picked to mate with, this, that, and the other, the food that they ate, the clothes that they wore to catch the eye of somebody at a party, all of that worked, you understand what I'm saying, in cohesion for that moment to be seen and acknowledged by all of that. My great-grandmother and my great-grandfather, they welcomed me back home. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, I'll share that picture with you a little later once I find it. I had put it on Facebook and stuff. It was years back. But it's like, that's how I know that this is real. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when my grandmother passed in the house, when she died at home. My grandfather, he covered up all the mirrors and stuff so her spirit wouldn't be stuck in the house. But these were Christian people, but yet they still had their own native customs. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand about the glass bottle tree. You can look that up. It's glass bottle tree. It's a tree that you see in a lot of southern places, a lot of rural places. It's like a small tree with glass bottles on it, and the colors are like blue, probably dark red or dark green. And what these bottles are for, they're supposed to capture like evil spirits in the nighttime. They can't escape, and then in the daytime they're trapped in there, and the sun like kills it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and these are things that I saw when I was young, but when I got older and started researching, I understood, you know what I'm saying, the significance of it. Like, my people were real spiritual. Like, my grandmother was sick one time. My grandfather told me to go, and it's more so natural stuff. Like in New Orleans and Haiti, they call it like voodoo. In Mississippi, they call it Mississippi and South Carolina, places in Georgia and Alabama, they call it roots or hoodoo. They call it both where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's two types of people who believe in it and people who don't believe in it. But most of the people that believe in it, you respect it enough not to, you know what I'm saying, bother anybody that you know practices it. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's powerful. And I'd say that to say this, you're not gonna find too many people that can come to. It's like, that's why you're supposed to, like, whenever you leave your hometown or wherever you're from, you're supposed to go back there and walk around barefoot. You know what I'm saying? And get grounded. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that's where you're from. You get charged up from there. You know what I'm saying? It's like the earth has a magnetic core, and and you know what I'm saying. Your body has magnetism in it, and magnetism in it or electricity. You know what I'm saying? Electricity is nothing but slow down magnetism. Because like when your heart stops, they give you that shot, not the shot, but the joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the jaws
And
of
that
life.
yeah, and it brings you back to life. You know what I'm saying? You get a charge like at a certain amp. You know what I'm saying? To jump start your heart. You know what I'm saying? It's like your nerves, electrical pulses go over. They carry information between the synapses. You know what I'm saying? Like it jumps over, like it arches over. You know what I'm saying? But that's why, like most indigenous people walk barefoot, but yet they now walk with rubber heeled, rubber sole shoes, and rubber is not a conductor of electricity. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's breaking your connectivity, as well as us cutting our hair. You know what I'm saying? Like your hair grows, you know what I'm saying, in shape of a nine. You know what I'm saying? Like we got 9 ether hair. It doesn't grow in the 6. It grows like in the 9. You know what I'm saying? That's like universal number. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people they don't understand that. They don't they don't understand. Like when you go to the military, first thing they do is cut your hair. You understand what I'm saying? So they can deprogram you. Like that's like a shock. You know what I'm saying? It's like on Avatar. They had long hair, and what they did with their hair, they connected their hair to the hair of other animals. You know what I'm saying? And they became one thought. You feel what I'm saying? What they saw, he saw. What he saw, I saw. Just like on He-Man and not He-Man, yeah, on He-Man. I'm gonna say He-Man and Lionel, the guy on not Lionel, the guy on Thundercat. You understand what I'm saying? Like when he used that eye and look, you know what I'm saying? And he gets like stronger. And also the with He-Man, when he goes from Adam to He-Man, he goes from being light skinned and kind of weakish to tan and like a god. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't get stronger until he got darker. And he didn't get darker and stronger until he called on his inner source. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't, and it's a lot of stuff that we do through like a lot of stuff we do for other people that we don't do for ourselves. It's like we don't have altars for our ancestors. Like we don't have anything for our grandmother or our uncles or our grandfathers or our great great grandfathers, people that actually did certain things for us to survive to this day. You know what I'm saying? Had 3 jobs or gave us a fictitious right to vote or ran a store, ran a restaurant. We don't do that. We don't leave out their favorite cake during whenever we make a cake, a little small portion for them or a little shot of liquor, this, that, and the other for them at the table, this, that, and the other. Like an altar, we don't do that for them. But you leave cookies out for Santa Claus.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? You play with the elf on the shelf.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like we believe in everybody else's fictitious God and saint except the ones that we embody.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, it's deep. Water, it's like our bodies is like how much percentage of water are our bodies? Is it like 78%?
70, yeah, 70 something.
70 something percent?
Yep.
And you know water retains information, right?
That's right.
Like water retains information as far as like, it was a Japanese scientist, he did a study on water. And he'd write bad words on certain water and write good words on other water. Same water, same place, same temperature, same conditions, but yet different words, different meanings, different energies behind the writing. And he takes samples before and after. And after a couple of days, the water would like, I hate you versus I love you, the water molecules will be totally different. One will be pristine and precise and perfect, and the other would be like distorted and messed up. You understand what I'm saying? That's why We can't call ourselves certain stuff. You can't say certain stuff to certain people. You feel what I'm saying? Because you break them down on a different level. You understand what I'm saying? Like the music that we listen to about all this killing, this, that, and other, this, that, and the other, that molds you into that. That's part of your body. That's part of your consciousness. So you're not going to do nothing but pass that on to the next person. Even when interacting with them, you're going to still have that same energy. You know what I'm saying? And just as well as you can speak that negativity in something, you can revert it and speak positivity into that. But if you look at it into the society that we're in, bad is good and good is bad. If that makes sense to you, it's like it's like we have to understand that in order for us to get back to the way that we were, we have to get rid of everything that we've accepted versus everything that we gave up. It's like we got to go back to nature. We got to go back to ourselves. It's like we have to. Like they don't talk about granny. Oh, and another guy, David. Who do they talk about? They talk about certain people that did certain things, as far as like revolutionary people. As far as like Frederick Douglass, but he wasn't like radical. You know what I'm saying? Like Nat Turner. But Nat Turner wasn't radical like he was until he read David Walker's Appeal.
Right.
Look up David Walker. David Walker's Appeal. They don't talk about David Walker. I read that a guy gave that to me, that article. They're not going to tell you about David Walker. David Walker tell you that it's your God-given right, your universal sovereign right to have life lived in the pursuit of happiness. Not in those words, but he said you got your right to defend yourself against some of the most atrocious like conditions that anybody has ever like. It's like if you really think about how we were treated underneath the same government that we believe in now, you'd have to be crazy. You do not see a rabbit sending their school to the wolves or the fox. Not their kids. You don't see them sending their kids to a school and the foxes is a teacher.
Oh yeah, no, never that.
So why are we doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. David Walker said some real stuff. One of my favorite quotes what David Walker said was, he said like he had wrote a story. Like he wrote like different scenarios justifying what he was saying. He was saying like if it's 11 slaves being transported by 3 slave catchers, and 9 of the slaves, if 9 of the slaves attack the 3 slave catchers and kill them and attempt to leave, and the other 2 slaves stay, he was like, you're supposed to kill the other 2 that decide to stay, because they, by them staying, is going to cause the rest of y'all to be captured and killed. So it's like, you have to do what you have to do. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, we haven't gotten to that point yet. And it's all about survival. Because if you really look at it, the people that are willing to stay there, they're already dead.
That's right. Because if they mind,
you know what I'm saying?
They decide to stay, they was already that defeated. There wasn't no point. All they is they just a liability.
They already dead.
Yeah.
They in shock right now. They already dead. You gotta cut them short.
So I had asked you what's the question we need to be asking, but now I'm wondering what's the answer, you know, from your perspective. What's the solution?
A lot of people say that. What's the solution? A lot of people say that you have to vote locally, which I say is kind of hard, because voting locally is cool, but for the most part, the same rich people own everything in certain towns locally. So it's easy for people to be persuaded when they've never had the opportunity to have as much capital gain as they get to have. You know what I'm saying? You let certain people open up this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. You get certain perks, this, that, and the other, this, that. So you lose the you lose the ability to hear the voice of the people. You understand? You still see the people, but you don't hear their voice anymore. Their cries don't sound so close to your heart because they're not nearly close to your pocket. Some people say, pray ourselves out this situation. But for the most part, it's kind of hard asking another deity that's outside of you, that's given to you by certain people, per se, Constantine, you know what I'm saying? And when they wrote that in Constantinople, what was the Council of Nicaea? You understand? That's when they created this story and gave it to us. And that's why I still talking about this right here. Some people say just have hope that it's gonna get better by the vote, by the praying. Then you have the people, or you have this situation. People saying we have to find another leader, but that leader has to have a plan. And the only leader that we had that had a plan to get people to like listen to us was Martin Luther King at the end with his mountaintop speech when he said that that was his greatest speech. It wasn't "I have a dream" speech, because when you say like a dream is just a dream, it's a figment of your imagination, you know what I'm saying? But when you put a plan behind the dream, that's when it becomes reality. You know, he talked about everybody walking and talking and being free and, you know, rejoicing and sharing watermelon together and stuff. That's all cool and dandy, but we don't even really know who Martin Luther King really was. Like, you could look up Michael King, because that's who he originally was. You know what I'm saying? Michael King. He was named after Martin Luther by his father. His name was changed, and Martin Luther after the dude that the Protestant Reformation dude. You know what I'm saying? The dude that wanted to change. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, Martin Luther King.
Mountaintop speech. I hear what you're saying, because it's
Yeah. The mountaintop speech. He talked about taking your money out of their banks. You know what I'm saying? Boycotting their businesses for like a while, and they know he wasn't playing, because in the that Montgomery bus thing, that boycott, they boycott. I think it was over a year. I know it was over a year, and those people lost money, and that's the only way that you'll make certain people listen. Is that's within a capitalistic, you know what I'm saying, country. You know what I'm saying? They money talks, but they tell us when to spend money. You know what I'm saying? There's no way in the hell you should be paying $1,000 for something on one day, then at 12 o'clock that night is 50% off. That's crazy. Somebody told you it was this much this day and told you it's this much this day, but in all actuality, it ain't worth none of it. But it's just what they say. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting back to the question you asked. It's kind of hard to say, you know what I'm saying, what to do, because you can start your own stuff as far as like how they did in Greenwood, like Tulsa, Oklahoma, that area, Greenwood, like what they did there. They started drilling and stuff. That was one of the richest places, like in America at that point. I don't want to say in the world, because I don't know. I can't say that, but they were prominent. They were giving loans to some countries. Those people in Tulsa, they were giving loans to some countries at that time. You understand what I'm saying? But the people got mad. The other people that told them to pull themselves up by the blueprint, by the bootstraps, they got mad and destroyed everything, broke in these folks' houses and took all their furniture and stuff and killed thousands of people. That's crazy. And nothing was done about it. Nothing was done about it. And that was just that time. Nothing was done about it.
That was the first bombing on U.S. soil before Pearl Harbor.
It was. It was another one. It was another one too. It happened in 1984 in Philadelphia with the MOVE organization.
Yeah, MOVE Africa.
Yeah, they bombed them. They got a picture. You can scroll down. They got a picture of the helicopter with the bomb. They dropped it on citizens. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're all the way wrong for that.
That's crazy, man.
There you go, right there.
Let me see. Waiting on the pop up. Yep, that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff they don't talk to you and tell you. They don't tell you any of that. It's hard. Like, and one more thing. Even like what Martin Luther King said, like I said about the mountaintop speech. The same day he gave us that brilliant plan, they killed him. Yeah. And the United States they awarded Coretta Scott King $100 in a settlement, a civil lawsuit. They awarded her $100 that they donated to some charity. And I don't understand that. People saying it's the principle. The same principle would have been the same if she would have got $100 million.
Exactly.
That you could have gave it to the community and did a lot more than just that $100. You understand what I'm saying? Your people at your church, I don't think they should have been asked to come and tithe or give offerings no more because you got more than enough money. If anything, you should give back. You know what I'm saying? But it's I don't understand. I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see no other, and that's how you get global exposure. $100 lawsuit is nothing compared to a $100 million lawsuit. Like, that they don't care who it was, but you attach that to a keynote person like Martin Luther King. But I really, at this point, we just gotta really just tap into ourselves, man. Like, we gotta have like some, I don't know, bro, like some seances or something. I'm so for real, because the predicament we in is bigger than us, and we gotta use what we've always used, ourselves, our spirituality. We got to. My stepfather, he was a Mason, and he told me something about like when a tornado came. My grandfather did it before. I saw it. It was a tornado coming down the road. We were trying to leave, and before it happened, the horse was acting funny. You could tell like when it's about to be bad, because like how the systems move. Whatever happened in Texas this day is gonna happen in Mississippi in a couple of days. You understand what I'm saying? So if a storm system coming there, it's coming here, you know, and we could see the storm coming in because where I'm from is flat, and we were trying to go up the road, and I remember the storm coming. I mean, the tornado, it was coming down. It was coming. And a lot of people don't understand, like when you got category 4 and category 5 tornadoes, the base of the tornadoes at times can be a couple of miles wide. That's the base. That's the quote unquote skinny part. You know what I'm saying? So it was going forward. It was coming towards us. And my grandfather was afraid of storms too. He was driving up the road, like the gravel road to the highway, because we was going to try to go to like the gym where he used to work and go like underground, like where they stored like the grain or whatever. But the tornado was cutting us off. So he bagged all the way back, and we went and we got behind like the tanks by the river. My grandfather got an axe, and he got the axe and he stuck it in the ground, and the axe split the wind, and the tornado went up in the sky.
What?
And it came back and went like and followed the river and went down the river and went down. It followed the river and it destroyed like some more communities there down the road. Yeah, and that happened again. It was like in 1992, I think, when it was like Hurricane Andrew. I don't know if it was Andrew, Hugo. It was one of them, but that hurricane, it spewed like a lot of tornadoes and stuff. And a tornado was close or coming or something. And my stepfather, he was a Mason. Like he was a guy that had a scholarship. Like he had got a scholarship and majored in mathematics and stuff. Like he was a brilliant guy. This guy got a hammer, because it was the same principle. He got a hammer and stuck it in the ground, and that split the wind too. And he was a man of great reason and logic. I say that to say this: he was born in Springfield, Illinois, but he still he was born in No, he was born in Decatur, Illinois. It's outside of Springfield. And he like he showed me he showed that to me, but it's like he wasn't the type of dude to do anything that if your life in danger, he's the type of person that wasn't gonna do nothing foolish. That's the person that taught me how to think, how to research stuff, and how to stay ahead of people in my class and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But I don't like that's the only way that we're gonna get up out of this is to like collectively want to get up out of this. Like everybody's gonna have to want to get up out of this and want our children to survive. Everyone. It can't be 50-50, 75-25. Well, or it could be, but it has to be enough of us doing, you know what I'm saying, like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It has to be enough of us to like on the same wavelength. Just like on Avatar, how everybody was moving together, synced in. You understand what I'm saying? How they made it happen. The earth heard them. That's what we got to do. We're gonna have to. We got to have a powwow. You know what I'm saying? We got to move together. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you had just showed the image of the fish swimming. It's like those fish can feel each other swimming. They know what to do. But it's like, even with it, it's kind of hard for me to like even believe what Darwin said as far as like evolution, this, that, and the other. Because if you think about what he said, people didn't exist in the capacity that we are now for the most part 340,000 years ago. Like Albert Perry. You know what I'm saying? Like that's unheard of. That's older than the Bible.
oh yeah, that is deep right there. The ancient genetics, you can't get no deep like that. And it's in the
But
deep.
it's over here. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. Like the world is older than what they want you to tell you. Like Egypt. Egypt is old, but the pyramids over here outdate the stuff over there in Egypt. Like if you really look at it, the Nile River Valley, it's upside down. Like all the maps and stuff are upside down.
Yeah.
Like Egypt is the bottom of Africa. South Africa is the top. That tip is the top. Because if you look at it, with how polarities go, the top is the coldest on both ends. You understand what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Like how, yeah, so why isn't that the top? That's the top if you turn it upside down, because the water runs from north to south.
In
right?
the Nile River, yeah, because it goes.
Yeah, it runs down.
Even in Egypt, they call it what? Upper Kemet and Lower Kemet, but that's if you look at it now, it's like Sudan and Egypt, but it's really like that. It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they got hieroglyphs in South Africa that are old as hell, like old, like old, like they predate Stonehenge by a lot. They got some metal stone balls that they unearthed. That were, I don't know if it was a billion. It was, I don't want to. You can look it up. I don't want to speak on it and say the number.
I got you.
And not know it. That's what I learned from myself, Father Thomas Holmes. He told me that.
I know about them balls you talking about too. The metal ones. I've seen them.
Yeah. Like it's a lot of stuff that they're not going to tell you. Like they're not going to tell you that when Mandela died, I forgot when he died, the year he died. I think it was 2013. Yeah. 2012, I think it was 2013. They had his funeral like close to the winter solstice. It was in December, I know, and all the big heads went. They did something at that site because it was a certain astrological getup or whatever. But Mandela had died in June. Mandela had died before that.
Oh,
got a friend.
Didn't bury him until December.
Yeah. Everybody went there. Obama. Everybody went there.
Man, that remind me. Did you ever hear anything about the Mandela effect? where they said Mandela died in like the 90s or something. And they trying to say that it's some type of like thing where they switching the timelines around, where it's like, how they'll say if you look at the old Berenstain Bears cartoons and it'll be something slightly different. It's like these little slight nuances in the world, but they talk. I don't know if you know much about that, but I know it's some quantum
Yeah,
physics.
I know what you're talking about. Mike Tyson had posted something about one of his fights. Somebody had a picture up with a cell phone.
Oh yeah, that's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Or even that
Like,
movie Shazam with Sinbad. Is that what it's called? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they came out with another one like Kazam with Shaq.
yeah,
And
Shaq.
yeah, but Sinbad did his first, but then they tried to act like his never happened. You know what I'm saying?
I just really, in order to say something didn't happen, is to say it didn't happen.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It's all about conditioning, man. But it's all about conditioning. Everything is about conditioning. All the symbolism and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the hieroglyphs and stuff. Like they got hieroglyphs in on the Mayan temples as well as in Egyptian temples and stuff with helicopters and spaceships. You know what I'm saying? All that different type of stuff because it's like all this technology is like it's old. My stepfather always told me it's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. Like 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 you got certain ley lines that stretch across north, south. I mean, that stretch across the world. Like all these ancient cities, like Chicago, Atlanta, all these are on certain coordinates. They're on like ley lines. You know what I'm saying? Like these are energy points. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why a lot of these cities go through the stuff that they went through. You know what I'm saying? Because you got cities built on top of cities, built on top of cities, built on top of cities. Just like in Poverty Point, Louisiana. Those, as far as those folks dug down, they found civilization. Like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Those ley lines, those energy points. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Yep, I see
Like that's
5%
how.
right there.
Yeah, that's how people used to astro project. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And it's like people say this and say that. It's like you can't speak on nothing that you've never experienced before. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's certain stuff that you understand it, but you can't explain it. Just like how you have a thought in your head or a vision in your head while you're talking. Like how can you see something with your eyes when your eyes are seeing something? You understand what I'm saying? Like that's a different type of consciousness. Like if you ask me, that's another dimension. If you ask me, you understand what I'm saying? Because within that different vision, like you got gravity, you know what I'm saying? You got sound, you got motion. You feel what I'm saying? You got color, you got light. You feel what I'm saying?
And I always wonder, like, how we talk about the light and light codes. I be thinking, what would it be like to discover something new? Like it's nothing new under the sun, but when we come towards, I feel like on this plane, we in life to evolve and grow, and maybe all of this oppression and stopping us from our natural ways to keep us from evolving into
Yeah,
our
but
natural growth.
the only oppression we have is trying to gain European things. That's the only oppression we have. If
Yeah,
you think about it, if you
yeah.
think about it, that's the only fucking oppression we have. Is trying to get the shit they got, and we mad because they won't let us.
They done tricked us to think the grass is greener,
Yes, yes, this our heaven.
and
They
that's why
tricking
they.
you into wanting a car note, to
Mm,
wanting a house note, a mortgage, a fucking student loan. They tricking you to want that.
we ain't never needed that.
No, that's they shit.
Hmm.
Damn, that was enlightening. That meant I gotta give my weed man some more money. This
Oh
was the
yeah,
magical blunt today.
that's how it
Damn,
is, man. So
damn, dog.
Do you get into like the let's say I know people get into the plant medicine, they talking about different ways to keep us safe with different medicines, but I know a lot of people like to tap into the plants and the earth. And I know even when you was talking about the roots medicine, I even heard
Yeah,
one of my elders say the plants that grow up around your house, like the ones that kind of stick to your house and vines and grow into it, you can take them and boil them down. And if you ever get a cold or something, they got the genetic code
yeah,
to clear you because they tuned into your frequency. That's why they grow close to you.
Yeah,
um, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, my grandfather, they knew I'm from rural Mississippi. Like, bro, my backyard was like woods and a river, like literally. You know what I'm saying? Like we had a spot, like an acre land, this, that, and the other. But it's like we grew all our own crops, like from seeds. You know what I'm saying? We tore up the ground. You know what I'm saying? We harvest our own crops. You know what I'm saying? We had like pecan trees. They grew wild on the river, but I say that to say this: whenever something happened, like when my grandmother started getting sick, my grandfather, I remember he told me to go get some leaves off a certain tree. He got the leaves, boiled them down, you know what I'm saying, um, and took the leaves and put them in a towel, you know what I'm saying, to break my grandmother's fever, you know what I'm saying.
Just
And
like
it's
that.
like what people don't understand is nobody's gonna do anything that they know that's not gonna work because it's certain times we have to do what you know that's gonna work, and that had to be passed down by somebody. There's no way somebody from a whole entire different continent is gonna come here and show you that. A European is not gonna show you that. That's not from here. They can't grow nothing here. That had to quote unquote go get somebody else from another continent to grow another crop that's not even indigenous to that area. Come on, man.
It
You
ain't.
understand what I'm saying? We had to have been here. We had to have been here. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
Like
why they
it's
wanted us to
no.
fight with them in them wars, because we knew the lands, we knew the backways through the.
Yes, yes, yes. So really, how are we gonna awaken anything over here claiming roots to Africa? If you think about it, that's no disrespect to Africa. We calling on the wrong stuff. Ain't none of your folks that's related to you in the last 400 years, really, if slavery happened in that capacity, which it didn't. Ain't none of those folks lived over here and died over here. So you don't have no ties. You understand what I'm saying? To nothing over there. If you have any ties over there. You feel what I'm saying?
I do, I
This is
do.
Turtle Island. This is Turtle
Exactly.
Island.
There we go.
Like we are from here. Like they got old Navajo stories that talk about when certain people awaken. You understand what I'm saying? We are those people. We've always been those people. We that tribe. We've always been that tribe. You understand what I'm saying? There's nowhere in the world that we haven't been. There's nowhere in the universe that we haven't been because we're part of that ether, that nine ether. If you remember on Thor, I think it's Thor 2 or something, when they first come on, they like, and the scourge of the universe, the
Oh yeah.
ether, the
Ether.
ether. You know what I'm saying? They made it seem like the worst shit ever, but yet there's components of us. We're carbon based. You know what I'm saying? But we're spiritual. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's like I don't really believe in the Big Bang. That's a theory, but yet people would use that in court. Like people really actually believe in it. I don't believe that. First and foremost, before you can have any reaction, there have to be two different ingredients, right? Two different components, right?
Right.
So my question to you is, how can you have not one, but yet two components, at least two components anywhere existing if nothing already exists?
You can't have two things two things can't occupy two different. One thing can't occupy two spaces at the same time. Like you said.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yet there is no space for that particle or whatever to even occupy because it's supposed to be nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So how does that even make sense? How do we stand on it in science? How did a motherfucker take that to anybody and that shit stuck? Like how?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't question stuff like that. We just take it and run with it. Like that's why they don't even tell you. They don't say milk does the body good no more. They say got milk. They can't say that.
No.
Like they took that out the 4 food groups, cheese, all that stuff. We really not supposed to eat none of that. Like margarine, that's not real. You know what I'm saying? Like I ate like real stuff. And like back to what you were saying, it's like we've gotten away from all that. We don't even grow our own food anymore. We don't grow our own food no more. We don't. We don't harvest our own food no more. We don't cook with love and compassion anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Everything's processed. Everything's quick. People eating in the car. People eating in their room. People warming up stuff, getting radiation all in it. Like we're not getting, you know what I'm saying, those real components, those real life ingredients. You feel what I'm saying? It's like we're not nurturing our souls at all. When you sitting at a table with your family, passing certain foods, sharing certain foods, laughing, you're building memory. You know what I'm saying? You're enhancing a greater connection later on in life. You'll be more prone to coming to sit with a sister, you know what I'm saying, that broke a leg, or a brother, you know what I'm saying, that got laid off, or somebody that's lost a child, or this, that, and the other, versus really not knowing that individual. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you still got a communion. Like when my partner's wife, she's Somalian, and they're real big, like with like weddings and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, man, it was like about 500 people at them folks' house.
Yeah.
But everybody ate. We ate on the floor. We passed food. I didn't understand what nobody was saying, but I felt the love.
You know
what I'm saying? I got a whole bunch of rice and goat meat and bananas, and I hate bananas, but I ate one that day. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was festive. You know what I'm saying? But we've gotten away from that. You understand what I'm saying? It's like we forget we're family, man. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like you can't be like that. And not just to your fellow man, but to the people that's really like related to you. Like if you watch social media, if I've seen people actually cry about people that they've never met before in their lives.
Rest in peace.
You know what I'm saying?
Cicely Tyson.
Yeah.
Going in.
Yeah. Nah, well, I'm gonna say this. I saw something. I saw a post. I saw a post. There's no disrespect to anybody or their legacy, but it's funny you say that. I saw a post. Somebody said that Cicely Tyson had a career on cinema for over 40 years. I think that she said that she never played a drug addict. She never played a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the other. She talked about the accolades. She said she never played a degrading role, you know. And one of my friends from South Africa, she tagged me on that post and said, but she played a slave. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's deep.
It is deep. Because the South Africans see that and it's like, well, you know, that's degrading to be in that position.
Yeah. Because how can it don't get no worse than that? You're playing a person that has like no bearing. There's certain horses and steers that are worth more than you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, but yet we applaud that, like the movie Roots. Like the movie Roots. Bruh, Roots wasn't even real. Alec Haley stole it.
Yeah.
He stole it.
Henry
Yeah,
Coyle.
he got sued for plagiarism.
He did.
What was the name of the book? The African? What was the name of the
Yeah,
book?
yeah, the African or something like that.
But we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fictitious. That's crazy.
Plagiarized. Yeah, he got took to court and he lost.
Yeah. But like you said, it's and you could talk about like Dr. Sebi, cause I'm still trying to stay on topic. You talked about the food and stuff.
Yeah.
Dr. Sebi, this dude cured AIDS, cancer, blindness, and he just like everything was diet related. He said everything was diet related. This man died. Nipsey Hussle died. Nipsey Hussle died because I know he was going to do a documentary about Dr. Sebi. I'm not saying none of this connected, this, that, and the other. I'm not even saying the government even killed Dr. Sebi. I'm not saying none of this. I'm not saying none of this. I'm just saying that nobody picked up the baton. I don't think.
I think
Nobody picked up the baton.
Nick Cannon picked it up.
But he crazy now. And
That's
he
what
can't
they
talk
want
about
to do.
Jews. And he can't
Yeah.
talk about Jews no more.
Now
He can't even talk no more.
I seen this one poet, she had posted something. She said we need our own like black ADL, African Defamation League. So if anybody ever talk about us, we can say, hey, y'all talking bad on our name, y'all demeaning us and y'all culture, and just how they got the ADL, how they came at him. We need one.
Yeah, but it's like, but I hear you, but you got to have some money behind that. And you
Money.
got to have some people behind you.
You need a country.
We don't have
army.
any of that. We ain't got no, man, bro. We don't have no parliament. We don't have no country. We don't have no war. We don't have no army.
Warriors.
We don't have none of that.
Need a code.
But we got people fighting. But we got people fighting in the army. Everybody's agenda is different for the most part, but at the end of the day, it's still the army. You are the muscle of the mindset of the United States of America. At the end of the day, you're going to get some orders. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get some orders. But I don't see us like it's like we have it's like we have people that promote, you know what I'm saying, healthy eating, healthy living, this, that, and the other, but it's hard when you still stressing about bills. You know what I'm saying? It's hard when you still, you know what I'm saying, putting your food in the microwave. It's hard when you still living in an area, you know what I'm saying, around factories that's putting out just enough poison that they can't get closed down or have to pay $1 million for a certain type of filter that'll eliminate it altogether. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's on that level. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And the same politician that kissed your baby is the dude that voted to raise the percentage up about 5 notches. You feel what I'm saying? But we don't see none of that. These the folks that pay for your campaign. It's like, I don't understand how we think anything gonna change dealing with this system. It's not designed to work. It shouldn't work. If they want to continue to keep making money and keep fooling us, you know what I'm saying? Why would they make it work? Like with Obama. Like Obama. That's everybody's champion. Look up Obama's mama. They don't talk about Obama's mama. You know, she went to Jakarta, India, and she started microfinancing. That's a program she had started. And she jumped it off over there where you got people, it's kind of like sharecropping. You know what I'm saying? You buy, rent some land, rent some seeds, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you live a lifetime trying to pay it back. And this concept went, you know what I'm saying? That'd be like a global concept and stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't talk about none of that. Any of that. None of that. They don't talk about Obama being related to the Bushes because we take whoever looks like us as us. They don't talk about that. He related to the Bushes, the Cheneys, John Kerry.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing this.
Yeah, but it's like it's like you got to understand who these people for. They cannot be your champion. You understand what I'm saying? We talked about blood. His genetic makeup is not in us. So he really has no spiritual allegiance to us. They say his father's Kenyan. He was a chief economic dude over there for the Kenyan government. Then he was mysteriously killed in a car accident.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying? Like his father wasn't just a Kenyan guy with a dream that just happened to say some tight shit with a nice accent on and some in a tight ass afro, say something to a lady who has the stock of a Bush, because that's who he's related to the Bushes by, not by the Kenyan side, but her side.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like Kenyans are from Kenya. They're not from the United States. Europeans are from Europe. They're not from the United States. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like that's a whole different. His dreams aren't like our dreams, man.
Oh yeah, he ain't. You know, he wasn't shooting in the gym with us. Maybe he grew up with us, but
No, it ain't even just that.
Back like it.
Yeah, it's like he don't even possess the same moves that we possess to an extent. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not in his muscle memory. It ain't in his muscle memory. It ain't been enough folks in his bloodline to play basketball for him to be quote unquote cold. He probably can jog his ass off though.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Some distance shit on your ass. I give him that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as like that other shit, so it's like ain't nobody gonna care. Just like Gaddafi was gonna give us a couple $1 billion, but Obama didn't go meet with him at the UN, and they killed that man.
Hillary.
Gaddafi was good to his folks. Him and Hillary.
Yeah.
They don't talk about none of that. They don't talk about none of that. It's like we love the politicians, and we shouldn't, because the politicians don't love us.
Mm-hmm.
They don't talk about none of this stuff, man. Like Haiti. How Haiti won their independence. They beat the French, the Spanish, and the British. Won their independence. I think it was it 1804?
Yep.
1804.
Toussaint.
And I think in 1825 they lost it.
Mm.
I think the French came back.
Yeah, they wouldn't let them live. They still mad at them to this day.
Yeah, they made them pay, I think, $250 million for them losing slaves and land. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like that was like the equivalent of a couple $1 billion back then. And you know the shit didn't accrue because they ain't paid it back. But it's like Haiti got gold, oil, and diamonds. Like they don't even talk. It's like, but it's like France got all this shit. It's like every colony that France then left over there in Africa, like for instance, Togo, you know what I'm saying, Sierra Leone,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, Senegal, like I think Angola, I'm not sure, but Guinea, these people have to pay like up to 84% of their gross national product. They got to pay most of everything they get to France, and they have to run that economy off the other 13 or 14% that they have left. That's for all those countries. All of them got to pay that much.
Yeah,
and if they find a new mineral, or something, they got to report it to France and let France see what they're going to do with it before them. That's crazy, man. And other countries saying they got their independence, like Nigeria, but they still got a British economy and an educational thing. Man, you crazy. So they still teaching you and dealing with your money.
They still wearing the wigs in court and stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. You
Yeah,
don't even want to be you where you at. You might as well let them folks stay there. Just like when Mandela let a lot of those white people keep their properties and stuff in
South
in
Africa.
South Africa after he became president. And man, it wasn't even supposed to, man, all them folks supposed to have been left, man. And that's only right. That's only right. Give them folks their own country somewhere in Europe, like you gave the Israel, the new Israelite, their country in Palestine.
That's right.
It's
Then
only right.
I think I had seen something. With, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. We was talking about
All
propaganda, but
right.
I know the
Yeah.
propaganda been going crazy these days. From the stuff that's on TV to everything you post online, it's some kind of like fact check or somebody saying, this where you see the real truth, or they'll try to blur it out and say,
Mm.
this ain't the real thing. So I'm wondering, like, what's your whole take on the propaganda news media, how they really they infiltrated
Oh man,
consciousness.
it's the real spin shit because for the most part, everybody that they promote as your enemy is in actuality your partner telling you some real shit. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that they tell you some real shit is your enemy. So it's like you really can't believe anything they say. That's why you got to research for yourself and look behind what they're saying. Look at what these people are doing. They might tell you that certain people are for you, but you got to look at what these people that stood on and what they did. I don't care what type of cake somebody bringing you. If they keep slamming that motherfucker in your face, that's not cool. And it don't matter who bringing the cake to you. Every time they bring it, you know they're gonna slam it in your face. And you know what I'm saying? That's not cool.
No,
You know what I'm saying? So I really like it's like the same people own the same stuff. Like the same people own the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they send out the same message. Like we got a big push on, you know what I'm saying, homosexuality and stuff right now.
right,
And it's by design because most of the people that are promoting these said shows, this, that, and the other, they are also participating in that. It's bigger than what a lot of people say. It's like they're not going to promote anything that looks like you and I on TV now in a positive light. If you look at everything, for the most part, it's either homosexually toned, uh, or they have the male characters such as you and I, as far as overly athletic and stupid, hyper sexist, like super, like sex driven or
mm,
dumb. You know what I'm saying? Or just so caught up nerdy and wanting to be, you know what I'm saying, like a lover of Caucasian women and everything Caucasian. They don't have too many people like us. Or they have the super conscious soul brother. They make everything like a stereotype for the most part, versus even acknowledging that one brother could obtain all these, you know what I'm saying, personifications, you know what I'm saying, but not in that tone. So you really can't look at what they promote. They're not promoting um, relationships that I have. They are really just showing um, mixed relationships from what I've seen because
exactly.
a lot of they don't talk about what's going on. What's going on is white people aren't producing in the manner in which they were, so they have to keep their money going. You feel what I'm saying? They have to like this. Like, I say that to say this. That's why Haiti lost at the end because they had those children that were still there that didn't go to France because they were born over there in Haiti. They stayed over there with the mothers, this and the other. A lot of those children were children of women that had high rank. You know what I'm saying? The women still had the rank, this, that, and the other. You feel what I'm saying? So their children grew up with said rank, but
Yeah,
yet they still had the same agendas as their fathers that were wrongfully sent away. So you already know that these kids got a resentment for the regime that came up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was a whole different. That's the first bourgeois. You understand? Bourget. You understand what I'm saying? That's the first one. So um, it's like you gotta what was I saying? Damn, damn, I lost. Damn. Yeah, it's like you just gotta understand what's going on when you're watching the media, man.
Yeah,
And it's like just like Malcolm X, how they talked about Malcolm X, how he was this, how he was that, how he was this, how he was that. And it's like Malcolm X wasn't killed when he wasn't just telling everybody how bad the United States was, this, that, and the other. But once he really started speaking some real truths and saying certain stuff and started preaching a different universal message versus something not so one-sided, but really talked about the struggles of everybody globally to an extent, because everybody's under the same oppression. You understand what I'm saying? He became more of a spokesperson, so they killed him. You feel what I'm saying? When he started speaking out against the guy that put him on about his infidelities, this, that, and the other, because once he saw that what he believed in, somebody else didn't believe in it to that capacity. Because a lot of people, they get power and they let it overtake them, just like these politicians. You understand what I'm saying? And his grandson, how his grandson got killed, which is crazy. Like his grandson was going to speak, and I forgot where he was going to speak. I think it was in Iran. He was going somewhere to talk about
Mexico.
Yeah, no. Before that, he was going overseas to talk at some sort of function. It was a global function. He was going to speak about the Western, the Westernized movie or whatever, their impact on the world.
Yeah.
And like the FBI stopped him. They stopped him. They detained him for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Then he ended up getting killed, pushed out that window. You know what I'm saying? In Mexico.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On Mother's Day. It's like the government do something to you. Do you know how that distraught his mother, messed his mother up? Then they tried to say that he burned his grandmother up. You know what I'm saying? He got locked up when he's 18. And you know they do all of that to discredit you as an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that messed his grandmama up. Like when the fire department and stuff went, they said that the concoction that they had, nobody could have mixed. Like there's no way that he could have did
No,
that.
he didn't do it.
You know what I'm saying? And also the neighbors had also said that they saw, I think, 3 dudes running with hoods on, like black hoods on, leaving the house around that time. That's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the media tells you, it's like, bruh, if the media can tell you that they have a Santa tracker, if they tell you that Santa Claus is across Mexico, this is what they telling you. This is what they telling you now. The same folks that gave you the weather, the same folks that gave you the sports, this is what they telling you. You understand what I'm saying? This shit, that ain't real, man. But yet they're taking time out. They taking time out to tell you this. No, that ain't real. We watch TV for commercials. All this shit entertainment, man. The news and shit you watch is all entertainment. It's all to scare the fuck out of you and appease you in certain ways. When they first jump out, this just in top news. Guy jumps in the window and butt fucks everybody in the house, and nobody survives except the dog. And the dog is up for option. If anybody wants about it, you know what I'm saying? It's like you just hear that and killing and murders and armed robberies and earthquakes and all this, and then they lighten it up in the end of the day. You understand what I'm saying? They might give you the Powerball number. They ain't never your ass. You know what I'm saying? It's like they playing on too many emotional streams. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but it's like we feed into that. Like we feel that we supposed to watch the news. You understand what I'm saying? We feel that we're supposed to watch what somebody else is telling us is motherfucking important.
That's crazy.
You understand that? That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane, man.
You got no business doing that.
No, that's insane. And the same people that's telling you this, they reading off some shit that another motherfucker wrote. And the stuff that they wrote has to be approved by the motherfucker that paid for it. These people not going to tell you the truth. They can't. They cannot. But yet that's who we look for our source. We don't even look at nature. We can stay out in the sun all day. Everybody can't. It's no disrespect to nobody. But everybody not built the same. You feel what I'm saying? We're not supposed to eat meat. We can eat certain fish, this, that, and the other, but like people don't even understand like the terminology of words and what they actually meant, like meat, flesh. All that belongs to a fruit as well.
Exactly.
Like the biggest, strongest animals in the world eat a plant-based diet. Like the meat you get, you got to put that shit in a refrigerator or a freezer to help preserve it longer, to slow down the decomposition stage of it.
That's wild.
It is wild. You know what I'm saying? That's not our diet. You get vitamin D from milk. We don't supposed to get vitamin. We get vitamin D from the sun.
That's right.
From the sun. But yet, like they try to keep you in the house. They don't want you out in the sun. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't know what's going on outside, but it's like they don't want you outside at all. They want you in the house as much as possible. That's why it's something going on that I don't understand. I don't understand it. Like we ain't supposed to wear suntan lotion.
We supposed to be evolving, and the sun giving us, and nature tapping in is gonna give us what we need to, you know.
It is.
But they trying to have us in fear and stuck in the house, and
it's
really blocking our natural progression.
It is. It is. When you keep a plant inside, it's not gonna grow. Artificial light is not the same substance, and we get information from light. And I had seen somebody say something to the extent that the sun was a portal. Cause I really, on some real shit, bro, I don't believe the sun hot. It can't be hot. How is the sun hot if space is a cold vacuum?
Exactly.
How is it on fire if there's no oxygen out there?
Right.
I don't understand it. You ain't finna make me believe it. But yet we take shit and run with it. Like, I don't understand how I be seeing the sun and the moon at the same time. I told my teacher that I was in the third grade, my third grade teacher. I said the sun and the moon, I said I be seeing the sun and the moon out there in the daytime. She said something to the extent she didn't believe me or something. And everybody went outside and we looked and it was up there like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was like, wow. Because a lot of people don't even look up. Like, I can look up in the sky and see, like, you know what I'm saying? I can see certain constellations, like the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, and Orion's Belt. And people don't know, Orion's Belt is aligned with the Great Pyramid of Giza. Is lined up that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't talk about a lot of stuff. Like, they don't talk about Planet X. They don't talk about Narubu. You know what I'm saying? Like the Dogon. They don't talk about them folks. They don't talk about them. They can't. These people knew about a dwarf star and some more shit way, like some shit a telescope can't even. They didn't have no telescope to tell you that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, these folks knew that. They knew the orbit. You understand what I'm saying? They knew all of this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they got some of the same beliefs as, I think it's the Hopi Indians.
Exactly. Yep, and the Hopi talk about the blue star and the red star, Kachina, and they really say the same thing, just on two different sides of the water.
Yeah. But yet, it gotta be a French motherfucker tell you that shit for you believe it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand it. It's like it's like everybody hates themselves. Everybody want to be European. Like even in India, they don't post dark-skinned Indian people. They created their own caste system. Like we already talked about that. But it's like they don't even let you know that dark-skinned Indians actually exist. You know
What
what
they
I'm
call
saying?
them,
They're
untouchables.
the untouchables, the dialects.
Mm-hmm.
They're Ethiop. They're Dravidian
Exactly. They
by
came up with the
bloodline.
whole religion, the Vedas, everything
Mm-hmm.
believing on. They just tried to flip it on them and take their land and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that stuff, the Vedas, you will see that their gods and stuff is dark skinned, just like the people that they oppress.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we're everywhere. Like and another thing too, like people in the Mississippi Gulf coastal area, like folks from Louisiana and stuff, they got the oldest mitochondrial DNA, like in anybody from North, South, and Central America. Like those people been there for a long time. Like the old Mex were there too, the Gulf of Mexico.
Yep.
They were also dark skinned folks, thick lips, corn rolled hair. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Alchemists. You roll me one? You smoke? Oh, my bad. Oh, so I had talked to the wife right there. We had to
Man,
do
that's
a blunt.
that's
We had to
natural.
make we had to make a blunt exchange. I
Uh,
apologize.
nah, you got to.
My bad. Oh.
Man, let's give thanks, for the impress. Ah, natural.
Yeah, she gone.
Man, I'm
Yeah, man.
yeah. Just gonna say, shoot, just have to ask you a couple more questions. I ain't gonna hold you.
All
This
right. You
this
good?
one question I know is super important. I think it's one of the vital questions about like what's a time capsule like for you. If you had this message right here, this little audio bite of you talking for your youngest relative or your great grand down your lineage, and he find this clip of you talking, and what's something that is gonna be vital that you can tell him, a piece of information, how we talked about the OGs passing the information on. The game ain't changed, it's just the new players in it, and it's like you can
Yeah.
experience to make sure they don't step in some of the same. You know what? The little gem jewel for them time capsule.
I tell them learn how to meditate. It's something I haven't mastered yet. It's like it's hard for me to sleep at night. I always wake up, my mind like always racing. It's probably I apologize. It's probably why I was like jumping all over the place because it's like I've learned like some stuff throughout my journey, and it's like it explodes out. But I won't not say try. I don't use the word try, but I would want them to learn how to meditate, how to learn how to calm down and understand things more in depthly. Like let like the ancestors, you understand, speak to you. Like understand about chakras, you know, channeling certain energies, you know what I'm saying? Learning about like more natural healing, you know what I'm saying? Like learning um like more like I just want them to be detached more from quote unquote reality in the sense of what other people are telling you that's important. I want them to pay more homage to themselves and the ancestors so they can see more messages and get more guidance and dreams. You understand what I'm saying? And understand what certain things mean because like in dreams, I really think that everybody that you talk to in a dream is somebody that somebody has met. You understand? Because it's like anybody that you see in your dream, you know them. You don't know in what capacity, but you know them for the most part. And depending on the type of person you are and what you've been experiencing lately depicts on like the type of dreams you have. But if you're pretty chill, mellow, this, that, and the other, like your dreams are going to be like that to an extent, unless it's something that somebody is trying to show you. You understand? It's like I want my offspring's offspring. You know what I'm saying? It's still your seeds because it's a still rejuvenation of you, a newer rejuvenation of you. I just would want them to really understand the depths of their mind and understand how it's connected to like everything that they see and everything that they don't see. Because if they create it, they see it and it still exists. You understand what I'm saying? I want them
Yeah.
to understand that they are the creators. They are a part of the essence of like the first vibration that made a ripple in time as well as in space. I want them to know that they're a part of that same heartbeat, that same synapse. You understand? Like I want them to understand that they're a part of all that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I need them to understand that. Like I just want them to understand that within them is everything. Like as above, so below. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the Emerald Tablet type stuff
Yeah.
in a nutshell.
Yeah. Man, it's deep you say that. I was just listening to the audio book of the Emerald Tablet. Like, when I'm at
Mm-hmm.
work, I just put on the audio book. Or, it get my groove going and get my mind racing, but still studying. And they said some deep stuff in that Emerald Tablet.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely one to
Yeah.
tap into.
Yeah.
Hmm. And I want to ask, do you have any questions for me? Anything that sparked your mind, stuff that we can rap about from your inquisitive mind.
Yeah. I like to know like where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
For me, I see myself owning some land, starting to farm and really producing stuff from the earth. I think that one thing that's really important is natural fruits and vegetables. And even if, I'm raising my own chickens and cattle, like it's just important that I'm involved in the creation process, from the ground up, the seeds and talking to the plant. And but like you said, like Dr. Emoto, the Japanese scientist, really making sure that my vibration is positive from the mind, thought, intention, and I'm speaking the right positive words, and the water in that plant or the water in the soil or the water in my young child is gonna absorb the righteous vibration that I got from the Most High. And so I see myself really somewhere that's on the land. Whether of course I want it to be land here in the motherland, America, where I'm from, but it
Yeah.
school in the Caribbean or Africa or something, but wherever the Lord, God got me at, where my future self, ancestors done wanted me to manifest this right now. So beyond that, career wise, I see myself with my art and my uh, my publications and media and making really, because I think all art is propaganda. It's crazy that they using propaganda against us for their reasons, but I really see myself using propaganda for us, to really propagate the return of this consciousness like Atlantis. You know what I'm saying? I think that Atlantis
Mm-hmm.
is who we are mentally. It ain't necessarily like a place that done got destroyed and sank. It's when we on point with ourselves. And then if all of us, enough of us is on point, you gonna see Atlantis rise. Like we just gonna be
Mm-hmm.
manifesting this and that. And I see myself directly involved in that, putting out videos, Jubilee TV, music, movies. I write scripts. I got a book I done finished, the poetry. Um, I sent it out to some publishers trying to see, I'm definitely seeing, I know that they gonna read it and be like, wow, we need this, we need our name on this too or something. And if they don't, that's a greater challenge for me to publish it myself without the help of a pre-established publisher. So yeah, I see myself really taking off, and the seeds I'm planting now then grown and started to develop to a point where I'm starting to see flowers, but still got more work to grow.
Mm-hmm. That's all right, man.
Yeah. And where you see yourself in 5 years, 5 year time, what's that, 2026, 2025?
Um, um, working from home, having a garden in the backyard, um, having like some. I want to have a center in my hometown, like an educational center. I want to at least go down there at least once a month. You know what I'm saying? Like have like functions for the children. You know what I'm saying? For the weekend, like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And like build the children up. And I really wanted to do it like for the males there, because a lot of children don't have fathers for the most part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I want to have other males in the area, you know what I'm saying, come and assist, you know what I'm saying, and we work on different things, have like different professionals, different athletes, different artists, different electricians, you know what I'm saying, different air conditioning people, you know what I'm saying. Like I want them to see people for the most part who made their way off of what they wanted to do versus what society told them that they wanted to do. You understand what I'm saying? People that got their own lawn service, you know what I'm saying? But I want these people to be hands-on with other topics and stuff that we come up with. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I want, because really those are like my friends and stuff now. Like I got friends that do a lot of different stuff and they understand that for the most part, it takes a village because a lot of us didn't have fathers coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's like I planned on having another baby or two.
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Yeah, enough.
Yeah, but for the most, I want to do that because you can never have enough love. You know what I'm saying? I also want to have my own dog line, or not dog line, like my own line of bullies solidified by then, like a certain temperament, a certain look, certain disposition, and a certain functionality. Because it's like now the breed don't look too much like nothing. Pretty much like us. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to practice more. I next 5 years, one of my daughters will be 21, and my other one will be 18 in 5 years. So I planned on forming like a closer relationship with them and start talking to them about the responsibilities of being able to produce, you know what I'm saying, an empire. You understand what I'm saying? Because it starts with the women. You know what I'm saying? And in order to have a good forest, you gotta bear good fruit. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know what to look for. You understand what I'm saying? Like talk to them like on the level, and teach them certain things. Because for the most part, women teach men.
Yeah.
Like every dude that be crying, they get inducted in something. No matter what he did, he like, and I gotta thank my wife. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's like the woman is the woman. You never gonna meet. It's gonna be like 3 women in your life, 4 women in your lives that you're gonna love, and depending on the person, you really can't pick the orders. Your mother, your wife, your sister, and your daughter. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like other women are extensions of that because you can have like a girl cousin that's younger than you. They'd be like your sister. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the title, but it's still that love and that affection. But most importantly, that role, that niche that either one of y'all, you know what I'm saying, fit. And it's like I just want to show them how to embody all those in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like teach them like what I see from my knowledge, what's ladylike, what's not ladylike, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, when to speak, when not to speak, and not saying in the manner like a man says something and not say nothing like what to entertain and what not to entertain. Mm-hmm. Like just because somebody says this or that doesn't mean you need to react just because you can, you know you're right. Because at the end of the day, you still got to make it home. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and it's hard. And with your sons, it's like pretty much the same thing. But I planned on being more self-sufficient in the next 5 years, really within this year. You know what I'm saying? Because just like when everybody's talking about putting their money in the stocks, this, that, and the other, some white folks said,
shut it down.
Not today, buddy. Not today, pal.
Not on my watch.
And you actually thought we were going to let them catch up. No, hey, come on, man. Come on, man. And you folks really went for it again.
Yeah. They really thought that it was going to be something that worked. And I you know, it's crazy because the name is Robin Hood. and what they say, game stop. They show stop the game on there real quick. And so, you thought you was playing the game? Nope, stop.
That's how
And,
they do.
yeah,
Like you can't say nothing. That's like playing basketball at your partner house, and it's his goal. Man, that man ain't finna let you beat him in front of everybody he been with. That man finna take his ball in the house,
easy.
and you can't play no more.
Nope.
Or, or he gonna make you shoot further back. Yeah, it's his goal. What you gonna do?
Man,
But
I'm
like
gonna
you
go
said,
100 miles. Yeah. Well,
but like I said before, it won't hurt as bad if you play your own shit or just let him have it. Find you something else to do. He the one missing out. I got all the moves. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's cool. You know, it's like we gotta let the whole system and the mindset go and start teaching our own children.
And, I think one thing I've really just been wondering about is I think what it take in these days is patience. This almost like the haunted house. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like everything going on right now is like. It's really ain't nothing to be scared of, but they gonna show you the most scariest, like mind bending. I feel like they gonna
Yeah,
come out and be like, "Oh, it's gonna be an alien invasion," and whoever breaking, be like, "Oh yeah, go ahead and give me the chip," or "Oh yeah, go ahead and sign me up," or "You can take this right to." But really, if you ain't scared, you gonna get through that mud and be like, "Ah, it's the Wizard of Oz. He wasn't really about nothing.
man.
It's smoke and mirrors." But it's really is you gonna trick yourself out of your own birthright, out of your own just do. Um,
We giving it away.
yeah,
It's crazy. Like they changed our names, we changed them even more. Like names like Shaniqua, Shamiqua, this, that, and the other. Those indigenous names, those uh uh Muscogee names. You
mm,
understand? It's like this what the five civilized tribes spoke over here. They spoke Muscogee. Um, the Chickasaw, Choctaw, the Yamasee, um, the Iroquois, and I think it was the Creek. I think the Creek was one. I think the Creek was one. I shouldn't even say that. Anyway, like that's who like wrote the Constitution and stuff. Like these people had laws. You understand what I'm saying? Like these were our people. We had laws. Like they, man, bro, these folks had running water over here in like fresh water, toiletries, um, glass windows. Like the stuff was playing. Like they had palaces and stuff. Folks was clean. You know what I'm saying? South America, they had like cities of gold. Literally, folks just took stuff, took everything. They practiced alchemy. They could change metals. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was really nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like the folks, it's man. That's who gave that's who gave the Egyptians. Well, they got the information about the calendar stuff from the Mayans over here.
that's right. The
Yeah, the
Mayans
Mayans.
on the Olmecs.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who do you think the old Megs were?
The Olmecs is from what I seen, it seemed like they was what they said they was the rubber people. The people they used the rubber, that black rubber, that acacia tree, and they
Yeah, yeah,
also
yeah, 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 yeah.
they
They
used
cut it,
uh
they
huh
cut it around like that and
uh huh
put the bucket and drain it at the bottom. And
just
they
like
do certain trees at certain times. You can only go so deep so you wouldn't kill the tree and stuff.
in the Olmecs, they also used this black stone, obsidian, onyx, and they built a lot of stuff out of that. And I think that one they used it because it had the power to. The Olmecs was really deep because they knew that the gods, or what is it called, some of the Nephilim, the giants, or the semi divine ones on this planet, all of them didn't have our best interest in mind, you know. Like yeah, they was with us, but they was back around there with them at the time, so they built stuff out of obsidian and omeg and onyx, so that it was for humans. You know, they was really working on it for human evolution. I think the omegs was probably one of the greatest. They connected the Africans over here way back when. Every uh ancient American civilization always give big up to them. The Aztec, the Maya, who's it? The Olmec and the Toltec. These was the black
Yeah,
people that came up out of Atlantis. When Atlantis sank and Lemuria sank, they came over here. But they had been over here too. You know, they said that they came from the east, I think. But then some of them went up here into they was in the Gulf of Mexico, but some of them was up here in Southeast America, like Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee.
uh,
They came and
uh,
built mounds. They was the mound builders too. I think
yeah,
them,
yeah,
yeah, just two different sides, and we was
yeah,
all over here too.
yeah. The Doga Mountain.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
think yeah,
Dug the
yeah,
mounds. Yep.
yeah. They
Tribal
yeah,
Jubilee.
those like the same people. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And it's like if you look at it, we got the same phenotypes. You can't talk about like, but hold on, hold on. I say that to say this. Like if you look at it, if you look at the fastest people, the folks that got like the best athletes are the folks from the south, the Gulf Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
southern area,
Yeah.
and that's because I think excuse me, I think that's because they got the oldest DNA. They've
Yeah.
been doing what they've been doing the longest. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's like they master this ram a little bit better. They bigger. Like you got a lot of big people down here from the south, and you right. Like it, it's there were giants, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There were giants, and it's like out of every child, it's like one child out the family or this that, and the other. Like I got a lot of tall folks in my family. Like I'm 6'4". I got a
Yeah.
lot of cousins 6'5", 6'6". Uh, like I had a lot of tall cousins, but for the most part, that's not uncommon. You know what
Nah.
I'm saying? But it's like we were athletic. You know what I'm saying? It's like they like if you looked up like some of the stuff from the Smithsonian, like some of the old documents, old paperwork, they talk about the the gargantuan skeletons they found 16 feet tall, 18 feet
Yeah.
tall,
Yeah.
10
The
feet
Titans.
tall, 12 feet tall. Yeah,
That's why we got the
yeah,
Tennessee Titans. They found them downtown in them Indian burial mounds. Them and the saber-tooth tigers. They call them the predators. They all the little sports names. They just be trying to tap into some
yeah,
history. Yeah, that's real.
yeah. Like the Redskins.
Yeah.
And you see the color though.
Mhm.
That
Melon.
ain't that ain't that ain't the Disney Pocahontas.
Oh no, that's us.
Yeah, it's I don't understand how we could let them like, bro. If you look at the diagram of the slave ship, ain't no way nobody transported no people that long in that capacity, at that capacity that long, under those conditions because that's not the Pacific Ocean, the peaceful ocean. That's the
No,
Atlantic.
that's Atlanta.
That's like one of the most turbulent oceans like in the world. That's like that's that's the big what is it? The biggest catch with George Clooney was on that motherfucking
Oh
ship
yeah.
and they would try to get on that big wave and they ain't make it. That's that
Man.
ocean.
Oh yeah.
You got slaves on that motherfucker. Come on, man.
No health conditions. You think all them people gonna
No,
survive?
bruh.
No
You
food.
have muscle
Uh,
atrophy.
Man, where the
Man,
ships
and
at?
then you,
Where the
bruh,
chips at? Where everything at? Y'all keep everything else, you know. Where the
and then you go get out and work in the summertime in Mississippi,
in the whole
Texas,
new country,
Georgia,
new
South
grass,
Carolina,
new grass.
man, you go die. In this heat, this humidity,
They
for
try.
free?
Oh, they so strong. Them people so resilient. They could take any.
Nah,
Nah, they was
nah, man,
already
we
here.
been for here.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we been for here.
Y'all
How
just
we used to escape it, you couldn't find them, motherfucker.
already knowing the languages and. knowing the riverways. How you think that turned the head up there with the power tents for so long, speaking the language, blending in? How you think Jesus went out to Kemet into Egypt and hid amongst his people? You ain't gonna be in the land of strangers blending in. You gotta be amongst the family. You speaking the language, put on a new little shirt or something. Uh, Police can't find me.
Yeah, cause this, but yeah, how did you blend in with the Indians?
If you
You
ain't
know
an
what I'm
Indian.
saying? Yeah, that's how they changed our name
Oh yeah.
with the Dawes Law, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's funny how all that happened, and a lot of that happened because of Greenwood, LaFleur. Where I'm from, my home, well, not my hometown. Like, I graduated high school. I moved there when I got a little older. I was born there, but I was raised in Sunnyside. And this is another little small little fact. Hold on, what do you think the term Black Power originated from?
Man, I think I remember reading something about it being about this group of Black Panthers or a group that called themselves Black Panthers in Mississippi. I remember reading something like it, like,
It was
yeah,
Stokely Carmichael. His name,
yeah,
yeah, it was Stokely Carmichael. Then he coined it in Greenwood, Mississippi, and that's my hometown. And I think it was June 16th, 1964.
mm-hmm. Stokely Carmichael,
But
yeah. Kwame
yeah,
Ture,
but
that's right.
he said yeah, it's Kwame Ture now. Well, yeah, it was Kwame Ture, but he said it like a lot of people used to come there and march and speak out. You know what I'm saying? That's a real powerful place where I'm from, but it's like they never told us that. I went to school. I went to like uh middle school there, 7th and 8th grade, at Threadgill, it was Threadgill Junior High, and it was like, was it Threadgill Middle School? I don't know. It was one of them. I don't know. I don't remember the name right off.
That's
But
cool.
the park was like shit, 2 blocks down or 1 block down from the school, and they never took us there. They never told us that ever. They never. I didn't find this out until 2016.
That's
They
crazy.
never told us that. This
And
by
you right
design, but
there. Yeah, they supposed to take
yeah, we
you
used to play basketball over there, bro. They took us to. We used to take a field trip to like Vicksburg to the Confederate Memorial or whatever.
in to see their heroes.
Yeah, man, bro. Come on,
That's
man.
something to imagine knowing that from all of y'all on that, knowing that this is what was going on just a couple years before
Man,
y'all was even there.
they ain't even tell her that.
And I didn't
I
really.
ain't that. Hold on, it was more than a couple years. Ain't that old now.
No, I'm just saying in the
I
grand
just
scheme,
messing with you, man.
yeah, in
I
the
just
grand
messing
scheme
with
of time, it's just like yesterday, and we
you.
like
Yeah. I'm just messing with
I already know. And then talking about like in Nashville, they got something like that. What's it called? Right behind the Adventure Science Center, it's this these it's like a natural Indian mound right there. But that's where it was the Battle of Nashville took place, and while the African American soldiers had fought, during the Civil War, and it was the turn of the Civil War in Nashville. But growing up, we learn about it, but it's like we can't take no field trip right there and know like who we really are. Like they quick to take us to an old plantation and make candles or something, or like something that ain't really gonna have no bearing on our psyche. It's just something that well, it's gonna have a
you.
negative on us
Man, you sure ain't going. That ain't nothing.
for
We
real.
can learn something that make you not sleep at night. You feel what I'm saying? Like you just resonating on. And then it's like when you feel the energy of what happened while you was there, you understand what I'm saying? It's different. And they don't want you challenging. You be an entirely different being standing on an actual place and feeling that energy as a youngster and absorbing it and letting it build inside of you to this point versus you. Yep, you feel what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's
you're
gonna
rooted.
change you right then and there.
That's how it's supposed to be. You got your roots settled into the land around you. Ain't no question about who you are, where you come from. It's more about where you going at that point, because you already know where you come from.
Yeah, but we don't know.
And then they make it crazy when people want to know. So that's kind of, we beat ourselves out the prize when we trying to fit into what they got going on TV. It's like, oh, would you like to read or you like to know about this and that? And it's like, yeah, this is what we all supposed to know. This when we on one accord, then you can do whatever, but the foundation is important.
Yeah, but you got to find the right people too, because you can't spend your time talking to a lot of folks that are still eager to know what you're talking about. And then not even like you know a lot of stuff, but it's like you might want to talk about certain things, but yet what you want to talk about is not going to grow because you continue to have to explain
Yeah,
what you trying to talk about, and it kind of get draining. You feel what I'm saying? That's why you got to be around people that talk about what you talk about. You know what I'm saying? It's hard being a mechanic talking to somebody about a motor when they don't know nothing about tools, but they
nothing.
want to know. You understand what I'm saying? It's hard.
Yeah,
You know, it's like you gotta channel your energy in the most. Like I understand what you said earlier about uh, us like taking our time a little bit, but it's like we at the point now where we need to, I don't know, it's like we need to get a plan.
yeah,
Like like you said, we do still need to take our time and be still and come up with a thought and then move on it. Because it's like everybody can't move and we're not going in the same direction. It's gonna look chaotic and it's gonna be people accidentally bumping into each other's way. And it's
stepping on each
not
other.
intentional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta.
Yeah, cause they gonna self destruct, and we don't have to go down and they burn the ship with them. But at the same time, once all that shit fall apart and we right here now, we got to be ready to take up the reins and do what we've been. We got to really already be doing it. So then we ain't gonna miss a beat. Self
Mm-hmm.
sufficient, like you said. Uh, raise the women upright to build the empire. Keep our men head on straight. So we know how to protect them and how to really, build a family and keep things prosperous. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
hmm Well, sure. Let me ask you. You got any final words for the people in the last things? What we gonna see you at next? What you got planned up for 2021?
Um, but I'm gonna not try. I'm gonna find a suitable mate from my female Dutchess. Um, I probably I don't know. I probably start writing more. Um, I probably start drawing more and painting. We just moved to a house like last I think September. I think, and it's like I haven't bought any artwork yet because I kind of want to put my own stuff up. So I was really thinking about doing some stuff this weekend, the children and I,
Yeah.
and letting them design some stuff and put in their rooms and stuff. We put something together collectively. Like I'm gonna have it looking nice, you know what I'm saying? Like the same colors matching the furniture and stuff, but we gonna put our own little touches on like a little mural, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Probably everybody paint themselves and, you know, put it up there and start going back out more and being more involved in nature, getting back more in tune. Cause I remember every week I used to go walking with my dogs. We go probably about 8 miles, 4 miles this way, then 4 miles back. You know what I'm saying? Connect with them more, and like you said, like settle down more. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of want to start doing that. I'm turning 40 this year in March, so I'm not getting any younger, so I kind of want to start working out more, man, preserving a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, vitality I have left. Cause my daughters are getting older, and I still want to look. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? A little,
I was
yeah,
knocking
yeah,
it out. Need to.
yeah,
For that.
yeah, yeah.
Never.
Nah, but yeah, she got brothers too, though. They got
Yeah.
brothers too. But
Yeah.
I just wanna like just get through this year, man, and get through the next year, you know. But for the most part, make this year better than last year. You know, I just want to just write down a couple of goals to obtain. You know what I'm saying? So I have a little bit more vision on where I'm going and start seeing it. Because it's like once you write it down, you have to do it for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Because it exists, you got to do it. You know, because it's like got a lot of people depending on you. Believe it or not, because it's like you got your ancestors riding with you. I heard that before. Like it was a post beside somebody. It was like I'm walking like 1,000 ancestors behind me, this, that, and the other. That's like a quote, whatever. But
Yeah.
that's true because it's like it's a lot invested in you. It's a lot invested on each individual right now to exist. You know what I'm saying? It's like you really shouldn't waste your potential, even if not for you, the folks that lived before you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you owe it to them. So this year, it's like I just, at the end of the day, want to make my ancestors uh, even more proud. That's about it. That's about it.
Yeah, we give thanks, bro. You gonna do it. You already are. I
I
see it,
appreciate it, man.
yeah, in your words, in your actions. Yeah. You already, I can tell by how your family move, you inspire, and I'm just grateful that you took the time to talk to me. Like you said, it's it's powerful and important that we know who we are and where we going, but also why, why we doing that. So, like you said, get on the same page, and I know all your manifestations is coming true to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I just started looking at them colors, man. It finally started getting to me. It's like you glowing. It like the aurora borealis now.
Yeah.
It didn't look like that at first.
Yeah. Am I really going in? Then if I put my hands up here, some trees down there, like,
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah,
see it. I see it, man. I see it, man. This is very nice, man. It's like this is very nice, man. It's real chill, real comfortable, man. And I just see you getting even more subscribers, man, and being even more chill, man. You like the most chill person I've met ever.
hey, good
Besides
thing.
Trevor, you chill, man. It's like you don't even try to be. You just chill. You the only person that probably did cry when you was a baby.
Man,
You just,
I didn't. I already know. I was
you
chilling.
just chill, just chill.
Yeah.
They gotta feed me. I just wait. They gotta feed me.
Got to.
It was nice though, man.
Yeah. Man, yeah, I salute you, man. I be watching your moves, and I ain't number 27. I'll be 28 next month. So, I just be,
Uh
yeah, looking at brothers like you, Trevor, and just even Zakiya. That was like the first real wedding that I went to, and just being able to see,
It
like,
was nice. I was in it. That was
man,
nice.
what?
I
Oh
was never in no win before.
yeah,
Ever.
yeah,
It was nice, man. It
man,
was nice. It was nice, man.
hallelujah, yeah.
It was
I,
nice.
I'm just grateful, man, to see y'all light and feel the radiance. To see people walking the righteous path, and it ain't like y'all perfect or nothing like that, but it's like
Ah, yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
see
yeah.
somebody living, and really just being able to smile, ain't burdened down by the news or by this, that, and the third. Still be able to. Every time I see your post, I think you had put something about Bridgerton on there or something, and I'm like, dang,
Yeah,
yeah, my lady watching it. Oh, what the hell was you watching? You know what I'm saying?
man,
But it's
man,
propaganda though.
man. I don't want to hear that shit. I hear you though, man. Cuz,
What?
I,
Oh
man, that,
man,
that ain't,
what? I'm like, what
that
is?
ain't my shit.
I said that's the
Cuz, that
lady
ain't,
that did Scandal. What? You on that?
man. Cuz the whole action, it was like, it's just the second day she was watching. I ain't say shit yesterday. I was just on the phone. I was downstairs watching TV. She used to be upstairs. So she came down and sat down. We down there chilling. So she just watching it, just found to watch episodes. So I'm like, all right. So today, I'm thinking she's gonna watch something else. And she would like watch episode 5. I'm like, man, god damn. So this what you finna do right now? And I said something to her. I was like, man. I said, so you really finna watch this? She like, you ain't say nothing yesterday. I was like, man, that was yesterday. Man.
Yeah,
But
I'm already knowing.
she like, well, I go upstairs. I like, nah, you go, man. I
Man.
don't want to hear that shit. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I don't want to hear that shit, man. I don't want to hear
Yeah.
that, man. I don't, I
I'm
don't want to
already
hear it.
knowing.
And then the energy not right. I don't like watching bullshit shows when the energy don't be right. I don't want to watch no 1800 bullshit show about some aristocrats, some snotty motherfuckers doing some old deceitful, dirty shit. I don't want to watch that, man.
Man,
That
what?
kill your vibe, dog. I don't want to be that, man. That's why we love them now, because we want to be a part of royalty. Damn. Damn
Man,
on that shit, man.
what?
It's, it's a subliminal, bro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, man, shoot, I'm really grateful. I salute you. I think this was one of the
Appreciate it,
dopest
man.
ones so far. I'm
Oh, damn. Appreciate you, man.
oh, yeah, yeah. I got the video on demand. It's streamed live to my YouTube, but I'm gonna send you the link. So the one that I'm gonna upload, it got all the colors and trippy stuff
All
on there.
right.
I'm gonna
That's
take
cool, man.
yeah,
That's cool, man. Cause this shit it's finna be nice, man.
yeah, yeah,
Not with the type of type. He put the type of types on that shit.
yeah, sure.
It's nice, man. It's gonna be
Yeah.
nice, man.
And then just being able to watch it and see like kind of what you talk about coming. Yeah, I think this is a good one. I'm gonna look forward to chopping up with you again and be more.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it again too, and then watch it. We talked about a lot of stuff, man.
Oh yeah,
Talked about a lot of stuff.
it's one of the ones somebody had to watch a few times and take notes and really connect the dots for themselves. It's like a lot of people want you to spoon feed them the information, but it'd be better when you just let it flow. Like the river, you just get in where you fit in, learn how to swim, and you're like, oh yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Tap in. Yes. All right,
I
brother Trevor.
appreciate it, man. All right, man.
Hey, one love, bro. Stay up.
All right, you too, man. Appreciate it. It was a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Come on.
All right.